The Fight to Flight by Horrible Science Nick Arnold. Hi guys, welcome to a new episode on the channel. Today we will be talking about The Fight to Flight by Nick Arnold. So let's get started. So what is this fight to flight about, you might ask? Well, it turns out the fight to flight, it talks a lot about the science of flight. There's also a lot of jokes mixed in which made me laugh, and that's pretty cool here. But let's get back to the track on flight. Flight is what birds can do. We only thought that birds can only do it until we learned about how we can master flight with airplanes, or if you're British, aeroplanes. Yeah, that's how we learned how to flight. And we knew about the flight mechanism because of, first of all, a few things. There is the sound barrier. Thirdly, and second of all, a lot of people just decided to make airplanes with airfoil stuff. So yeah, shut up. Now, all of these airplanes have been called and shaped inside these shapes called airfoils. Airfoils are shapes where there is high pressure on the bottom of a wing and low pressure on the top of a wing, which means that it'll have to push up even though gravity is pulling it down. That's how airplanes fly. But I was just talking about a one-man and a one-dog airplane, if you're speaking of horrible science here. But in real life, we would give up into situations like how M.I. Guchev, which is the test pilot on this book, about how we use stuff in the world, how we fly in the world, and like a whole modern-day flight airplane, it'll be pretty much the same science, only it's pretty larger. It's much larger. There's a lot we can even find out about the history of life itself. That's what the 1920s airplane looked like, and now it's today's. Alright, so what else should I tell you about? Honest Bob? No, he's too crazy. Okay, let me tell you. There's this guy named Honest Bob who is really not that honest, but then he bumps his head and he is really honest. That's something you can't see every day, and that's a little classic, don't you think? How a lot of people think about this is that there's one thing at a time that we need to talk about. Here we have a lot of visualizations, but in the real world we have a lot to talk. In horrible science we deal with all the naughty on stuff. But however, once we get the sound barrier, you will be probably the most powerful nation of this world. If you want to learn more about the horrible science fight to flight, you'll need to learn more about the science of flight. Also, you'll be needing to learn more about Nick Arnold himself. Nick Arnold visited my school in a virtual reality show once, and I was pretty honored to do that, to be with him. And Nick Arnold, if you're watching this, if you went to this place on a Zoom meeting called Swiss School, then, well, I was there. So, yeah. I really like you. Science is actually one of my favorite subjects. This is a message to Nick Arnold. So, yeah. That's how it works. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next episode. Shinhan out. Peace!